What if every day could take you back in time? Instead of scrolling, let's time travel. Here's the magic of history, one date at a time. On this channel we dive into history's wildest moments, all tied to today's date. From epic battles to world-changing inventions, we bring the past to life. One short, one story, one journey at a time. Ready to relive history? Let's jump in. Hello everyone! Hope you are having a great day. Welcome to another time-stamped video. Today is June 3rd and I've got some awesome historical tidbits for you. First up, in 1888, the iconic poem Casey at the Bat was published in the San Francisco Examiner. This poem gave baseball fans a reason to cheer and cry. Fast forward to 1965, astronaut Ed White became the first American to walk in space. Can you imagine floating up there gazing down at Earth? And in 1989, Poland held its first partially free elections, leading to the fall of communism. A huge step toward democracy. Finally, in 2017, the world mourned the loss of rock and roll legend Greg Allman. His music still rocks our world, so there you have it. June 3rd, packed with history. See you next time.
I think I messed up. I thought June 4th was just another day. Turns out it's packed with jaw-dropping history. You're about to find out why. On June 4, 1919, the U.S. Congress passed the 19th Amendment, paving the way for women's right to vote. Fast forward to 1989, and the world watched as Chinese students bravely stood for democracy in Tiananmen Square. Meanwhile, in 1940, Winston Churchill rallied the British with his legendary "We shall fight on the beaches" speech. And if you're a tennis fan, June 4, 1974, was the day Yvonne Goolagong became the first Indigenous Australian to win the French Open. From fighting for rights to unforgettable speeches and sports milestones, June 4th is a day to remember. I'm your host from Time Stamped. See you tomorrow for more history in a minute.
I don't think people realize how much happened on June 5th. From groundbreaking speeches to scientific milestones, let's check it out. In 1967, the Six-Day War began, changing the Middle East forever. In 1981, the CDC reported the first cases of AIDS, marking a turning point in medical history. And in 1947, Secretary of State George Marshall outlined the Marshall Plan, shaping post-war Europe. June 5th, more than just a date, it's a day that changed the world. Subscribe to Time Stamped for more history in a flash.
You need to watch this if you love surprising history facts. June 6th isn't just another day, some huge events happened today. Here's why June 6th is unforgettable. First up, June 6, 1944, D-Day. Over 150,000 Allied troops stormed the beaches of Normandy during World War II. This was a turning point that helped defeat Nazi Germany. But that's not all. On June 6, 1933, the very first drive-in movie theater opened in New Jersey. Imagine watching a movie from your car for the first time ever. And if you love sports, June 6, 1892, is when the famous Chicago L train made its first run, changing how people traveled in the Windy City. So next time you check the date, remember, June 6th is more than just a day, it's a piece of history. Don't forget to like and follow Time Stamped for more fun facts every day.
What I wish I knew at school instead of just the date? June 7th is seriously packed with history. From kings to pop music, let's dive in. First, in 1494, Spain and Portugal signed the Treaty of Tordesillas, basically dividing the New World between them. Fast forward to 1654. Louis XIV, the Sun King, is crowned in France, and his reign changes Europe forever. Jumping way ahead, on June 7, 1965, the Supreme Court made a landmark decision in Griswold v. Connecticut, paving the way for privacy rights in the U.S. And if you love music, June 7th is Prince's birthday, the legend himself. From royal crowns to rock royalty, June 7th is no ordinary day. Don't forget to hit subscribe. This is Time Stamped, where every day has a story.
You need to hear this if you're a history buff or just love wild facts. June 8th might be just another day, but it's packed with epic moments. First stop, 793 AD, when Viking raiders attacked England's Lindisfarne Monastery, kicking off the Viking Age. Fast forward to 1789, James Madison introduces the Bill of Rights to the U.S. Congress. Talk about a game changer. In 1953, the U.S. Supreme Court struck down racial segregation in restaurants in Washington, D.C., a pivotal civil rights victory. And get this. On June 8, 1968, the funeral train carrying Robert F. Kennedy was met by thousands of mourners. Oh, and in 1984, Ghostbusters hit theaters, changing pop culture forever. So next time you check the calendar, remember, June 8th isn't just any date. It's a day that shaped history. This is Time Stamped. See you in the next time. Hop!
This is gonna blow your mind. June 9th is packed with epic moments. Stick around because Timestamped is about to drop some history gems. In 1934, Donald Duck made his first cartoon appearance, Quack Attack. Way back in 1534, Jacques Cartier sailed into Canada, kicking off a whole new chapter. And in 1973, Secretariat won the Triple Crown by a record 31 lengths. So next time you check the date, remember, June 9th is anything but boring. Hit follow for more history with Timestamped.
I'm sure you've heard the news. June 10th isn't just another date, it's packed with wild history. Let's dive in. On June 10th, 1752, Benjamin Franklin flew his famous kite and proved lightning is electricity. In 1967, the Six-Day War ended, reshaping the Middle East. And in 2003, NASA launched the Spirit rover to Mars. From bold experiments to world-changing events, June 10th has seen it all. Hit follow for more daily history bites only on Timestamped.
What if I told you June 11th changed the world more than once? In 1776, the Continental Congress set up the committee that wrote America's Declaration of Independence. Fast forward to 1963, civil rights icon Medgar Evers was tragically assassinated. And in 1990, South Africa freed Nelson Mandela's ANC party. That's just a taste of June 11th. History happens every day. Don't forget to hit follow for more on Timestamped.
If you love history but don't want a boring lecture, you're in the right spot. June 12th was anything but ordinary. Let's dive in. June 12th has seen some big moments. In 1964, Nelson Mandela was sentenced to life in prison, sparking global protests and setting the stage for his future as South Africa's leader. Fast forward to 1987, when President Ronald Reagan stood at the Berlin Wall and challenged Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. Rewind a bit to 1929, and you'll find Anne Frank's birthday, a reminder of a diary that changed how we see the world. And let's not forget, in 1994, the world was shocked by the O.J. Simpson case, making headlines across the globe. June 12th is a date full of stories, triumphs, and turning points. For more fascinating facts, stick with us here on Timestamped, where every day has a story.
If you think June 13th is just another day, think again. This date has seen some epic moments. Ready for a quick history blast? On June 13th, 1966, the Supreme Court gave us the Miranda rights. Yep, you have the right to remain silent. Anne Frank got her diary on this day in 1942. And in 1983, Pioneer 10 left our solar system. Want more cool history? Hit like and subscribe to Timestamped. Stop scrolling if you love weird history facts. June 14th is packed with surprises. Let's see what happened today. June 14th is seriously underrated in history. In 1777, the US adopted the Stars and Stripes as its official flag. Hello, Flag Day! But that's not all. In 1868, Carl Landsteiner, the scientist who discovered blood types, was born. Thank him next time you get a transfusion. And in 1789, revolutionaries stormed the Bastille in France, kicking off massive change. So yeah, June 14th is basically a history buffet. Want more cool facts every day? Smash like, hit subscribe, and join us at Timestamped. See you in the next one. This is why June 15th isn't just another day on the calendar. From kings to milestones, history made its mark today. Here's what went down on June 15th. Back in 1215, King John sealed the Magna Carta, changing the way rulers treated their people. Fast forward to 1775, George Washington became commander of the Continental Army. And in 1991, Mount Pinatubo erupted in the Philippines, making headlines worldwide. That's your June 15th history fix, only on Timestamped.